morning, students. I welcome you all in today's online class. In previous period we have seen simple present tense and simple past tense. These tenses, simple present and simple past, they are quite easy to understand. But before going to study the further tenses, the continuous tense, the perfect tense and perfect continuous tense, student, I think that we must study the basics of verb first. Generally, the students having the difficulty with the tenses, they find it difficult to identify the tense, they find it difficult to use the tense correctly in the sentences. For them, it is because of their poor knowledge of the verb basics. If they don't know the basics of the verb, they cannot use the tense properly, they cannot identify, they cannot understand it. So the prior condition is just to understand the basics of the verb. And I am sure if you understand the basics of the verb, you can never, it can never happen that you don't understand the tense. And this is very, a very simple thing that we generally ignore. We do not pay attention to it. We say, it is, we can do it. But this very attitude, brings the problem and makes the difficulty in understanding the further tenses. And if you understand these basics, you will have never any problem to understand the tense. So let us understand the basics of the verb first. Verb. We will start with the beginning. Very beginning. And what is the beginning of it? To define the verbs. What is a verb? Generally, people say that verbs are the action verbs. Even you people also, I ask you, you may answer that. Sir, verb is action verb, nothing else. Action verbs. Now, they are correct also. The verb can be the action verb. But along with the action verb, if we see simply this action verb, it would be a very limited definition of the verb. We must also, one more concept is that the stating word. This verb is also the stating word. Now the stating word means what? You can understand action word. But you may pay attention to this particular concept, stating word. Stating word means what? When a word is stating something about the subject, that word can be called as verb. As, take an example here. I am teacher. In this sentence, am is the verb and there is no action. So it is without action. This sentence is actually the without action. There is no action in the sentence. It is simply a statement. A statement about what? Statement about this I. The speaker is speaking about himself, saying I, and he is talking about himself, that I am a teacher, or he is a teacher. So stating something about subject here, about he, about this subject, something is stated. So same it is with the action word. Suppose the example is like this: I teach English. And he teaches English, maths. I teach English, he teaches maths. Now here I and he is the subject. So here teach and teaches, both the verbs, they are the action words. So these words are indicating the action in the given sentence. One more thing you should keep in mind, that when we say that these verbs, they tells about the action of the subject, action performed by the subjects, that would be wrong. It does not happen always. The verbs are the performer, sorry, verb are the action words performed by the subject. It is not the complete truth. It is incomplete. Take another example. I am invited for a party. Now, which is the verb here? Invited. I am invited. Invited is the action. Now, does this action performed by the subject? What is the subject? I is the subject. Who is performer of action in the sentence? Actually, there is no performer given in the sentence. Performer of action is not given. Who invited? Who invited? I invited? No, I invited means it will have different sense. I invited somebody, but I did not invite, or I do not invite. I am invited for a party. So we should not say that the verb is the action performed by the subject. Instead, we must say the verb is action associated with the subject. That would be correct. So, how could we define the verb? The verb may be an action word or a stating word associated with the subject. Verb is a word, an action word or a stating word associated with the subject. Is it okay? I think it is clear, the definition. Okay, we'll move to the next part of the basics of the verb. Now, this verb, when we study it, this study of verb is done at two levels. Study of the verb is done at two levels. One is at the level of form. And second is function. This concept may be new for you. Form and function. Forms, you know it, because we have done we have seen, we might have heard it many a times. We have been also taught in the junior classes that the forms of the verbs are V1, V2, V3, V4, V6, isn't it? These are the four forms of the verbs: V1, V2, V3, V4. And generally we should not call V1, V2, V3, V4, because simply saying V1, V2 That is easy to say, but generally we may lose its essence when we say just V1 on V2. So instead of saying V1, V2, V3, we should say like this. Its full name, present form. V1 is actually present form, and this present form is generally used in present tense. There is V2, and it is called as past form. This past form is generally used in past tense. So present form in present tense, past form in past tense. Another two forms, V3 and V4, they are actually not forms, they are participles. They are not called as forms, but still they come under the category of forms. Participles they are. So V3 is past participle, and V4 is present participle. Now, why there is a difference? Why it is called as form and these two are called as participles? Actually, these V3 and V4 past participles, that is participles, no, they do not directly associate with the tense, as V1 and V2 as present form and past form are directly associated with the tenses. Present form is used in present tense, simple present tense directly, whereas participles, no, they have different aspects. So they are used for the implying certain aspects of the verbs. So that is why they are participles and not forms. So these are the forms, and that we could identify very easily. Let us come to the another part at which the verbs are studied. Functions. Now to understand the function, let us take an example that you will understand it better if I take the example. He wants to be an actor. Now let us not talk about the verb, we will talk about this first verb. If I ask you the question that what is he here? Actually, when I ask this kind of question, what is he here? He here is in the sentence. That would be a wrong question. So the students may understand, answer the question according to their understanding, that what they understood by the question. So some student answer may vary. The some students they may say, "Sir, it is subject." And yes, many of you might be thinking of this only. Subject, sir, yes, correct. What could be the other answer? But some other students may also answer like this: "Sir, he is pronoun." And are they wrong? No, they are not wrong. They are also correct. So some students understand that the teacher is asking about the functions of the word given there. So what is the function in the underlying word is performing, or what function of the sentence is there. So it is subject. And if somebody understands, sir is asking about the part of speech, what kind of word it is. So these students may answer pronouns because they understand so. So what I mean to say, this particular, when we say subject, we are saying that it is function. The function of the word he is subject, and form of the word he is pronoun. So pronoun is form, and here we have subject as a function, form and function. I hope that you understand what is form and what is function. So the forms here given V1, V2, V3, V4. So they are the single words having the different form. For example, we have seen the examples earlier that I am a teacher, I teach English, or he teaches maths. So teach, teaches, am, was, is, these are the forms. And these particular forms, they perform some function. Let us take another example. He is playing football. He is playing football. Now, when we speak of form of the verbs, we have two forms of the verbs in the sentence: is and playing. These are the two forms used in the sentence: is and playing. But if we say which is the function played by the underlying part of the sentence. So this is the underlying part. Is playing taken together is verb. Now we are not talking about the verb. We are talking about function. So this underlying part is functioning as a verb in the sentence. We are not talking about the form. So I hope that you understand the difference between form and function. Form could be the single word, and to look at what it is as a part of speech. But function is one part of sentence. Wow. Okay. Is it clear? Shall we go further? Okay. Now, these functions are basically of two types. First type is finite. Second type is non-finite. Now this is a finite verb and non-finite verb in function. Let us take an example and understand it. We will take the same example here. He wants wants to be an actor. Now, what is the verb here? you should ask, sir, form or function, whether you are talking about the form or the function. If you do not ask, you will be confused. So, if you are showing the forms of the verbs, which two verbs are there? Wants and to. These are the two forms of the verbs used in the sentence. At the same time, these two different forms are performing two different functions in the sentence. This is finite verb and this is non-finite. Wants is a finite verb and to be is a non-finite verb. Now, how to identify these finite and non-finite verbs? Let us see here. Suppose I change the subject. Subject is subject. Let us change it. Instead of he, I would write here I. What did I do? I changed the subject. And while changing it, what kind of change I have done in that? I have changed the persons of the subject. Here, the person of he is third person. I hope that you understand the person. The pronouns, the kinds of pronouns, the personal pronouns may, we have the first person, the persons of the noun, we have the second person, we have the third person. When we have the conversation, no? While speaking to each other, any kind of conversation, we have three persons. First, speaker, second, listener, third. The third person is about what we are about, the person we are talking about. Person is not necessarily the particular person, you and me, like person. So anything, any noun, the third noun we are talking about. So as far as pronouns are concerned, I, that pronoun is used for speaker. I am speaking, so I will always use I pronoun for me. I will never use you pronoun for me. So I will not say you are a teacher. You are a teacher. No, I am a teacher. So I am using I word. So I is first person, the speaker. And when I am speaking to a person and I am referring them, then I will say you. So you is the second person. And when I am talking about somebody else other than you and me, other than the speaker and listener, whether it is a person or a thing or something else, so that will be always third person. So what I have done here, I have changed the person of pronoun. I have changed. So how will be the sentence with I? I want to be an actor. What I did here? Any difference further? Yes, there is a difference. This form is changed. This verb is changed. So, when I change the person of the subject, it affects the verb also. The form of the verb also I have to change. I have to change. So wants become want. I did not change the tense. Tense is the same. But I have changed just the person and the form of the verb is changed. Let us take another subject. They. So what they will take? Want or wants? They will take want and not wants. So simply because I changed the what I change here now, I have changed the person also. One more change I have done, that is number. He and I, they are singular, and they is a plural. So when I change the number and the person of the subject, there may occur a change in verb. In the verb also, they may come change. Okay, it may happen that there may not come change also. She. What did I change? I changed simply the gender. She will take wants. It will not take want. I did not change its number. I did not change its person. I changed its gender. So what is the condition? If you change the person and number, the form of the verb may change. This is one thing in finite verb. First thing, according to the person and number of the subject, the form of the verb may get changed. You may note down. According to the number and the person of the subject, the form of the verb may change. This is first thing which is very important about the finite verb. There is another thing. Let us take another example. Same example, right? He wants to be an actor. Here in these examples, we have not changed the tense. What we have changed? We have changed the subjects and their persons and their numbers. Let us change the tense now. Change the tense. He wants to be an actor. You have studied simple past tense and simple present tense. So this is which tense? Simple present tense. Yes, simple present tense. Let us change into the simple past tense. He wanted to be an actor. I have changed the tense. Wanted. He wanted to be an actor. Subject I have changed. I have changed just tense. Tense changed. The forms of verbs also changed. Yes, you got it. So in finite verb, there are two important things that tells us that this is the finite verb. One, if you change the number and person of the subject in the given sentence, the forms of the finite verb changes. And if you change the tense, the form of the verb get changes. So two things. Person and number of subject and tense. First thing. Second, according to these two aspects, the forms of the finites change. Whereas there is no change, there could no change occur in non-finite verb. See, all these examples we have changed the subject, we have changed the tense, but there is no difference in these two. the students get confused, sir. Now when we have to tell the tense whether we should consider this one or this one. So identify which is the finite verb and which is the non-finite verb. So our tense is entirely depend on finite verb. I repeat, the tense of the sentence is entirely depend on finite verb and not on the non-finite verb. This is all about today's period. We'll move further of the basic verbs in the next period. Some part of it is left, so we'll discuss it, we'll study it in the next period. Till then, goodbye, and I'm going to give you some exercise over this period to find out the finite and non-finite verb. I have given this exercise in your Google Classroom app, so go there and solve these examples. So till then, goodbye. Thank you.